to inoculate as many people as possible. Well, we can talk to the Labour MP for Sheffield Hallam, Olivia Blake, who organised that letter. Well, just tell us a bit more about what you're worried about and your concerns on this.
Well, I mean, firstly, what I'd say is all the members of Parliament who signed that letter absolutely welcome the vaccination programme and recognise that, the vaccination will save many lives, and we're not trying to discourage people from taking up the vaccine. But we are concerned about some of the narrative that has been developing over the last few days about two issues to do with the vaccination programme. The 12-week kind of wait that's been introduced, but also the changing guidance about what a last resort mix and match of different types of vaccines would be. So really we wanted to get clarity on those key issues to make sure that this programme was as transparent as possible so people will continue to have public confidence in it.
But it does make sense, doesn't it, to give people first jabs and then delay the second jabs if by doing that, you can actually vaccinate more people more quickly. I mean, the Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Jonathan Fantam, he has an analogy where he says if you've got two elderly grandparents, there are two vaccines available. It's better to give both 89% protection than to give one 95% protection with two quick doses and the other no protection at all. That makes logical sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But I also think that you have to understand that people need to have confidence if they're going to take up both vaccines. I've been contacted by a couple of 80-year-olds in my constituency who were promised the second dose of the vaccine and have had their appointment cancelled. So really, we just want to get clearer advice and understanding of the scientific advice that the government has received to make these changes. If it's there, that's brilliant. Publish it so that we can all have confidence in the programme.
I suppose some people might say, there are already some who doubt the vaccine, who are hesitant about having the vaccine. By putting out a letter like you've done, you might create more doubt about the vaccine and whether it's actually safe.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't about safety. This is about making sure that we have the best take-up of the vaccine and we also have the best efficacy of the vaccine. We have seen conflicting reports from different organisations, from the BMA, the Doctors Association, actually the people who made manufactured the vaccine in the first place, questioning some of the changes. So we just want to get that clarity and those simple questions answered so that we can reassure our constituents that this is the best way of this programme rolling out and actually being a success, which we all want it to be.
Well, we know, don't we, that there is a drop in efficacy if you don't give the second jab. But the point is to inoculate, to immunise as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. We're in an emergency. We've got rising, surging case rates. We have to do this quickly to as many people as possible.
I think, I don't necessarily disagree, but I think we have to make sure we're guided by the science. These are untested or unpublished ways of working, and to change a process when you've already given patients one dose, I think we have to question the ethics of that. I also think that we need to make sure that we're looking for the longer term as well. We can't react to short-term rises by changing the programme every time. We need to make sure that we continue with social distancing measures throughout this period to reduce the transmission of the virus. We also need to make sure we're vaccinating as many people as possible, but the government needs to be clear if that's their policy. If they're just wanting to get the vaccine out of the door into as many people, be clear about that strategy. If you want people to get the most coverage, then you have to follow the protocols that are in place for those vaccines, or at least give us reasons why you're breaking those protocols.
Olivia Blake, Labour MP for Sheffield Hallam, many thanks.